Hello, I'm Paul, and this is Paul Plays with Fire. Welcome. Today on the show, we're going to be making smoked Southwestern style stuffed bell peppers. I know that's a mouthful, but hear me out. We've made these peppers before, where we did it casserole style in a cast iron Dutch oven. We did it right over there in an open fire. Today we're taking our Southwestern stuffed peppers and we're going to be smoking them right here on the pellet smoker. Easy enough, right? We prepared our peppers and made our stuffing earlier. Let's watch. I'm going to put the ingredients for this recipe in the description. The recipe is for 8 stuffed pepper cups, and we're going to make enough stuffing for a full recipe, but we're only going to make 4 pepper cups today because that's all the peppers we have. And these stuffed peppers freeze well, so go ahead and make some extra if you feel like you need it. First, let's talk about peppers. For making stuffed pepper cups, we want a pepper that has 4 nice balanced lobes on the bottom, so it will sit well in the pan. That will allow us to fill the cup, and the peppers will remain upright in the pan. Besides peppers, we'll need an onion, 2 stalks of celery, 4 cloves of garlic, and a little chopped cilantro garnish for garnish at the end. We'll also drain and rinse a can of black beans. We'll also use a half a cup of sweet corn that I froze from earlier. We'll also add a can of Rotel tomatoes and a small can of diced green chilies. We'll need a half a pound of ground beef and a half a pound of cooked rice. Let's start with the peppers. Today we're going to cut the tops off the peppers to create a place to hold the stuffing. We'll clean them out as best we can, and we'll cut the pepper parts away from the tops and save that for the stuffing mix. Next, we'll chop the onion. Mince the garlic. Dice the celery. Now we'll move to the cooktop and we'll brown our ground beef in a cast iron skillet. Once the meat is browning, we'll add some salt, pepper, cumin, and ancho powder. Next, we'll add the onions, and the garlic, and then the peppers. And then we'll add the tomatoes so that they can sweat a bit. And the green chilies. And the corn. Then we'll add the beans. Now we'll just let that reduce for a bit and let those flavors get to know each other. Finally, we'll add our cooked rice. Now we can take our stuffing outside. And we're also going to chunk up about 4 or 5 ounces of smoked gouda for putting in the stuffed peppers and for putting on top of the stuffed peppers. We'll just kind of, as we stuff the peppers, we'll just kind of throw some of this in. And it doesn't have to be shredded, it'll find its way to melt, and we just want to chunk it up a little bit. And the smoked cheese, along with the smoke from the The smoker should make a nice complement. Our peppers and our stuffing are ready to go. Let's stuff some peppers. We're going to be smoking the peppers at 350 degrees for about 45 minutes to an hour, and we have some cherry wood pellets that should add a real nice sweet smoke to the peppers. We're going to be placing these peppers in our cute little Le Creuset that I picked up at a estate sale for next to nothing. It's been very well used, and it may be older than I am. I don't know. We'll put a little stuffing in each pepper, and then we'll put a few chunks of smoked gouda in behind it. Rinse and repeat until the cups are filled up. Make sure to save a little gouda for topping the peppers at the end. Okay, there's not a whole lot of trick to this. We'll just take some of our stuffing mix and put maybe a spoonful in each pepper. Some of these peppers are bigger than others, of course. And we obviously have way too much stuffing, but that's okay because it's great in burritos, it's great in tacos. You can eat it with just as a side dish by itself. This is very, very useful stuffing that we'll put good use to. Okay, now we're gonna follow it up with a little cheese. A few chunks of cheese in each pepper. And then we're gonna put a little more stuffing in, and we're gonna pack it down as we go. Make sure we get them full. And if you spill a little bit out into the pan, that's okay. There's really no harm in that. That's a little guy, so it doesn't take as much. Okay, then some more cheese. And then one more round of stuffing. Like I said earlier, this is enough for 8 peppers, but it looks like it might be enough for 10 or 12, so just be aware of that if you try and make this recipe. I have made this casserole style before where I just cut the pepper cups open and kind of lay the stuffing mix around it, and it does turn into a casserole. It's pretty good that way. It's certainly easier, and you use up a lot of the stuffing, but this is a little more elegant, I guess. Yeah, we're getting pretty close to the end here. We'll mound it up a little bit because they will sink as they cook. Okay, there we go. And maybe we'll just put a little piece of cheese or two on top of each one. And then we'll add some more cheese to that later. Just something to melt down in. Okay, we'll heat up our smoker and then we'll get going. Our smoker has preheated to 350 degrees, so we're going to put our stuffed peppers in. Boy, aren't those just beautiful? In they go. We'll check back on those in about 45 minutes. See you then. Okay, we're going to check our peppers. They look good. Look really good. And we're just going to take their internal temperature. I can hear them crackling. Yeah, even the biggest one is 155, 160 in the middle, so it'll be good by the time we get the cheese melted. So we're going to go ahead and add the rest of the cheese to it. Just add a little fresh cheese to the top. There you go. Good dog. Okay, now back in the oven. And we should be done in about 10 minutes. Our peppers are done. Let's get them out here and have a look at them. Oh, look at that, isn't that pretty? Whew. That looks so good. Yum. Crispy and melty and cheesy and gooey, and we'll let them cool just a little bit, then we'll dig in. Well, we finally got to the point I'm waiting for all night. It's time to eat. Boy, aren't those pretty? Look at that. Those are some pretty peppers. Let's just take a bite and see how they are. I think I know. Oh, cheesy and Boy, those are good. Oh, get a little smokiness from the stuffing and from the pepper. And look at it on the inside when you cut into them. That's just gorgeous. Is it any wonder I make these so often? They are so good, and they're actually really good for you. Well, this has been Paul Plays with Fire. Thanks for watching.